you still have a situation where there are African states paying colonial tax to France. France, it is what it is because of those African states. You have the reserve banks of African states in France and not in Africa itself. And we must accept that and say it is acceptable, it is in the interest of Africa. It is not.
Impacted them terribly. If you look at it, you give up the Pact for the Continuation of Colonization said those countries were expected to deposit 85% of their bank reserves back then with the French Central Bank under the control of the French Minister of Finance. And should those countries wish to request some of those monies, because remember they were only left with 15% of their reserves, then they would have to submit a financial statement for the country, and if approved, they could only access up to 20% of whatever they had deposited the year before as a loan at commercial interest rates. The only difference now is the 85% deposits have now been lowered down to maybe between 50 and 60%, but the countries are still forced and required to deposit their bank reserves with the French Central Bank. So picture this situation. You are depositing all your monies with France. Should you need some of your money, you get it as a loan at commercial interest rates. So immediately you have a credit with France, but you begin to owe France. This has been going on and continues to this day. So combined, the 14 countries are giving to France cash, cold hard cash, over $500 billion every year. And France takes that money and invests it in its own stock market under the French name, and the countries may or may not know the returns. Currently, for every 14 billion that France takes out of Africa, by the time they finish investing it in the French stock market, they're realizing upwards of 300 billion. So you do the math to see how much money France is taking out of Africa every year. And yet France has the audacity to then look at African countries and call them poor countries. Why would poor African countries give $500 billion to France year in and year out? What really gets me the most is, how does the world sit back and watch this carnage take place in Africa? Where is the United Nations? This is the body that's supposed to be looking out for any violations of human rights. It is my humble opinion that singularly, what France is doing to Africa is the biggest violation of human rights. Women and children are dying of starvation, youth unemployment, when the same poor countries are giving $500 billion to France. It simply does not make any sense. And I don't know how the world can sit back and watch all this unfold and nobody is saying anything.
All right, Shalom. This is Ahara One by Yasha Allah of the Lions Den Camp. I want to say Kal Halayim, La Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Harakah Kodash, Ma'amath. Double honor to the elder apostles of GMS and the elders. Shalom to you, Akim, and Akwatim and children that believe in sincerity and truth around the four corners of the earth. Hey, man, I want to start the scripture off with, or this lesson off with the scripture, Proverbs 11:1. A false balance is abomination to Yahweh, but a just weight is his delight. All right. So, as you heard, the story in the beginning, man, of France, how they, colonized the 14 countries over there in West Africa and forced them to deposit all their bank reserves with the Bank of France, all right, or 85%, and they moved it down to 60%. But she was saying that you couldn't get it'd be like leaving your money, instead of leaving your money, stashing your money in your house, in a bank, but let's say a house, right? You stash your money in your house. Instead of doing that, you stash it in somebody else's house, not even dealing with a bank, but just saying your neighbor's house. And he tell you if you want it, you get it. But that's how the banks run, man. That let you know that the banks are hustling people, because they start off with about 25,000, 250,000, all these banks in America. And then they make their money off of people that get married, people that buy houses. All right, they go to the banks for loans. They deposit their money for the loan, secure a loan or whatever, and they that money, somebody else comes to the bank and say, "Hey, I need a loan." You know, next thing you know, boom. All right, and they pass that money back and forth, and the bank gets paid in the midst of it. So, but anyway, and so imagine you have your money and you stash it at your neighbor's house, and to get it out of there, he tell you, yeah, I gotta charge you, man. I'll loan it to you. It's like, yo, this shit's crazy. That show you how Esau is, man. That's why it's an abomination. You know, it's basically oppression, and a lot of those so-called Africans are Israelites over there in West Africa, even over there in East Africa. You know, you got brothers that teach in the truth over there in East Africa. All right. And of course, you know, we're over there in West Africa because that's where we ran later after 70 AD. All right. So it says what? A false balance. And that's a false balance, man. Just like taxation in America today. And the taxation that France is oppressing those Western countries over there in 14 countries over there, nations over there in West Africa. All right, forcing them to deposit their money, their reserves, the whole country. She said 350 or 500 billion a year. That's almost, actually she said 800 billion later on. 800 billion a year. And the France, those Edomites, they take that and they invest it into their own country. You know, and you know they're not invested in it into Jake. So they invested into their own country, and you know, and they don't invest it into what you call Africa. All right. Now you got some heathens over there, but a lot of those so-called Africans are Jakes, Israelites. That's why the scriptures say this about Esau, man. No matter where they are in the world, over there in France, Russia, Italy, America, wherever they are, Europe, Western Europe, Eastern Europe, it doesn't matter, man. They have that same spirit. All right. Over there in Israel, the land of Israel today, over there in the Vatican, wherever these Edomites, the Caucasian race is located, they enlarge their desires as hell, man. All right. Destruction and sin and abominations, false balances, fraud, thievery, oppression. John 10:10, idolatry, right? The thief cometh not but for to steal and to kill, man. When they show up, they only showing up to take, all right, and to steal and to kill, man, and to destroy. I am come that they might have life and that they might have it more abundantly, man. All right. So wherever these Edomites go around the world, they cause destruction and death and sorrow and hell. All right. And they said, you know, you cut on them infomercials and you see what people starving over there in West Africa, East Africa, even though there's a lot of rich over there, but still. All right. But that's due to France. France like a tick. Just sucking the blood out of that place, man. The resources out of that place. All right. Job 27:13. And what's that guy's name? Yeah, this guy here, man. His name Macron. I think he's the I forgot what they call him, the you know, the ruler. I'll say the ruler or the dictator over France right now, man. And look at him, bunch of Masons, damn pagans. I just want to read this, just a little information on the French colonization of West Africa. It says France started colonizing. All right. Now colonize. This is the word colonize. It says, this is the etymology. It says colonize of a country or its citizens, like France, send a group of settlers to a place and establish political control over it, man. All right. And that's just like America. They gained political control and financial control and now religious control over America. And that's what they did with Africa, with those West Africans. All right. It says, come to settle among and establish political control over the indigenous people of an area. So, and that's what they did to Gad, the Gadites over here in America. All right. To colonize our people and to gain political control, to put us under their system. All right. And that's where their power lies, in their military might, their financial system, and their political system, man. All right. But their political system is backed by what? The military, their banking system, and their religious system. All right. Their religious elites. So, their policies, right? Just like with Antiochus Epiphanes in 168 BC, he was pushing their policies on us. All right, their laws, and that's what they're doing today. All right, and they push their policies on the West Africans over there. All right. Now it says now and also too, you know, the word French. French comes from the word Frank. All right, the Franks, they were the original. Well, a lot of Jakes was over there, but the word was originally called the Franks. All right, like you say, frankly speaking. All right, so France started colonizing. Now you know we understand what colonizing is. To creep in unawares and gain political control over a nation. And that's why the scriptures say that, man. He came but what? To steal, kill, and destroy, the thief. All right? To steal your rights away from you. It says West Africa, steal your freedom. West Africa, France, France, it should say Esau, started colonizing West Africa early, and most of those countries only became independent. All right? Basically saying, self-dependent or sovereign in the 20th century. All right. The main goal, so that's like 2000s. The main goal of colonizing West Africa was that they wanted to turn West African countries into a French state. This means changing their way of living. That's what they did to all Israel, all right? Making the official language French, making them convert into a new religion like Christianity, which we're not supposed to be following Christianity. You know, that's Esau's idolatry. So we follow the God of the Bible, all right? Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And the father's name is Yahweh. And his son's name Yahushai, all right, the God of Abraham and the God of Isaac and Jacob. The French colonization changed the African culture. Furthermore, the French also established conflict and cooperation from this colonization. Wow, man. So it established a conflict in that area with order out of chaos, all right, and cooperation from this colonization. So they established the chaos and they established the order out of it. And it's crazy. All right. This is Daniel chapter 8, verse 25. And this is speaking about Antiochus Epiphanes. All right. You know, back in 168, well, actually 167 BC, you know, when he came and basically destroyed the temple. All right, he didn't burn it down, but he burned the temple. You know, basically, what's the word, man? I'm looking for. All right, desecrated. He desecrated the temple. Right. Daniel 8:24. It says, in his power shall be mighty, but not by his own power, and he shall destroy wonderfully, and shall prosper and practice. and shall destroy the mighty and the holy people. And that's what Esau does, man. They've been doing it around the four corners of the earth. The earth was given into their hand, man. All right. And that's talking about the children of Israel, what they're doing. And through his policy, all right, that's the policies. It says what? Policy, which would be what? Sakal, intelligence, success, prudence, insight, understanding, prudence, good sense, insight, understanding, cunning, craft, bad sense, man. And that's the devil, that's the serpent. All right, more cunning than any. This is Genesis 25:27. And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field, and Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents. So Esau liked to go and invade other people's shit and hunt people, coming up with masterful ways of trapping people, man. All right, setting up traps, the snares, they're the fowler that the scriptures speak of. All right, now you see it said Esau was a cunning hunter, right? Now check this out. This is Genesis 3:1. Now the serpent, and the serpent, it means what? A snake, man. All right. It said what? It says serpent, a fleeing serpent from its hiss, man. A damn snake. All right. Parabolically, it was like, yo, that person's a snake, right? Seeping in their poison. A low creature. It says, now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field. So any any person in the field and around the world, Esau is more cunning than any of us. All right. I mean, it's sneaky and wicked. It says, which the Lord Yahweh have made. And he said, that's what the Lord said, he created the wicked for the day of evil, man. And he said unto the woman, yea, hath Yahweh said, ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden. All right. So we don't follow after any of their philosophies, their ways, their policies, none of that. All right. We have to obey the laws of the land and render unto Caesar what is Caesar's, paying taxes. And the Lord is going to free us from this, man. That's why the Lord got to free us from that. They can try to cut off policies and all that, but it ain't going to work. It says, now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field. Now today that serpent, that spirit is upon who? Esau. All right. And subtle. Where is it at? It says what? Subtle. Arawam. All right. Arawam. Now it says subtle, cunning, shrewd, crafty. There you go. They go crafty again. So subtle and crafty and cunning is the same word. And it said Esau was more cunning as a cunning hunter. And the serpent is more cunning than any beast of the field, or subtle, or crafty. And he calls it what? Craft. Let me get that now. All right. Sly, right? From his hiss, sensible, prudent, slick, man. Usually in a bad sense, man. All right. Just like what I was just reading a minute ago. All right. Daniel 8:25. And through his policies, right? Through his laws and his wicked understanding of the world, Esau's world, it says what? And through his policy, also, he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, man, because it's in the power of their hands. All right. And they wake up and they do it, and they oppress the world. They oppress the people because they think the Most High is not watching. It says, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. All right. And that's what they've been doing all this time through their, like with their smile. We call that their gang sign when they smile at you. You know, when they do that smile. Yeah, y'all know the smile. There you go. Esau walk up to you and do that, you in trouble. You might wake up in chains, man. And your village be pillaged. You know? All right, and that's why the Lord said He has to deliver us. Those fake Jews, if they're so-called Africans over there, if they're Israelites, which I believe a lot of them are, then the Lord has to deliver them from that situation. All right, they can try to get certain rights or anything like that, but they're only going to get but so far with Esau and rulership. All right. In fact, I'm going to get one more precept real quick. Now I'll read this first. Revelation 12:7. And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels, man. And who you think those angels are? That's these other militaries around the world. They're one world order. The dragon is what? The European Union. And France is part of that. All right. And they're going to be fighting against the Lord, man. You see that? And that's how we this world is going to be freed of their oppression and prevailed not. All right. So they're going to fight against the Lord, but they're going to prevail not. Esau is going to fail. All right. Neither was their place found any more in heaven, so in rulership. The great dragon, European Union, was cast out. That old serpent called the devil. See, they're the old serpent from the Bible. All right, from the Old Testament. That old serpent. All right. Old Testament serpent. Who is that? That's that deceiver, Esau. All right. Now check this out. It says that old serpent. It says what? In the Greek, it says ophis. All right. Ophis, which means a snake as a type of sly cunning. There you go. That's Esau, man. The Lord was trying to tell us. He said the mystery of iniquity already do exist. And that's them. They had to be revealed. The French rulers, people like Macron, they all part of the Illuminati, man. All right. That dragon. It says as a type of sly, cunning, and artful, malicious person. They artful with it, man. A masterful hunter. All right. Malicious person. Especially Satan. That's them, man. The adversary. All right. Snake. Serpent. It's crazy, right? It says, which the ancients, the serpent was an emblem of cunning and wisdom. It's crazy. The serpent who deceived Esau was regarded, the serpent who deceived Eve was regarded by the Jews as the devil. All right. The deceiver. And now today, Esau is in that lot. And 2/3 of our people as well. We know that. But Esau is the physical counterpart of spiritual demon Satan upon earth. All right. And that physical serpent, that snakish person that was in the garden, that spirit came back upon Esau. All right. That wicked, cunning, snake-like spirit. And that's what they're doing all around the world. All right. So it says what? Revelation 12:9. And the great dragon, the EU, European Union, was the Western European Union specifically, all right, the extension, was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceived the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him, man. So all their whole white supremacy, that Edomite supremacy, is about to be cast down. This is Micah 2:1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their bed. And that's what they're doing, man. And their power, the world is in the power of their hand, man. And what they're doing with it is devising iniquity, oppressing people, murdering, killing, stealing, idolatry, man. All right. And that's what they're doing with the power in their hands right now. It says what? Woe unto them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds, man. When the morning is light, they practice it. All right. They practice their witchcraft upon the people, and they push out their policies because it is in the power of their hand, man. And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage. It's crazy. All right. This is Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, Where and who is he, man? You seeing there, you judge a tree by its fruits. All right, you judge a tree by its fruits, man. Where and who is he? The earth is given into their hand. All right, they colonized the whole world. Even today, they're putting military bases all over the world, man. Setting up policies against the children of Israel, and even against the proxy nations, the heathen nations. John 10:10, the thief cometh not but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. All right. Now this is about Esau right here, man, especially the rulers of America, but they're all in that same spirit, man. Habakkuk 2:5. Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine through his philosophies, through their policies, through their craft, through their cunningness. All right. Through their fraud. He is a proud man. See, they proud because they stole everything from everybody. All right. Neither keepeth at home. All right. So that's them, man. They're the cunning hunter. They go out through all the earth seeking whom they may devour. All right. But the Lord said, the pride of thy heart has deceived thee, Esau. Who enlarges his desire as hell, man. So anything they desire, they enlarge hell upon earth. You understand? And it is as death and cannot be satisfied. It's crazy. But gathereth unto him all nations and heapeth unto him all people. Woo, crazy. All right. You know, because that scripture is in Habakkuk 2 is specifically speaking of America, but ultimately it's all Esau, man. Their whole bloodline is going to be brought down, man. Jeremiah and their whole system, their whole setup. All right. Jeremiah 13:23. All right, because they're no different than the American Edomites. They're no different than the Edomites scattered around the four corners of the earth. Can the Ethiopian change his skin, or the leopard change his spots? Right, Ethiopian, the word Ethiops is a Greek word term for dark or burnt skin, burnt face. All right, those are original Cushites, but the Greeks called them Ethiops. All right, meaning burnt face. It says change his skin. No, they can't. They're dark as hell. All right, they real dark. That's why you know that they're still not our people just because they have melanin. All right, these idiots think they're our people, but they're not. That's why they have something called tribal marks. All right, and a lot of the West Africans are our people, but the Ethiopians and a lot of these different nations, a lot of them are heathens, and some of the Ethiopians are Israelites. That's just it, man. Just like over here in America, we're scattered around the four corners of the earth amongst the heathens. It says, or the leopard changed his spots, man. So Esau not going to change their ways. The serpent is always going to be a serpent. The snake is always going to be a snake. Just like a prophet is always going to be a prophet. All right. Then may ye also do good that are accustomed to do evil. So when that can happen, when you can see a leopard change his spots, man, and then get some damn zebra stripes, that's when Esau will be able to stop being wicked. It ain't going to never happen. So in the kingdom to come, there's not going to be any room for wickedness. So it has to be eradicated in the kingdom. All right, and that's thus saith Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Job 27:13. This is the portion of a wicked man with Yahweh, see? And the heritage of oppressors. All right, what's an oppressor? It says, Irayatzazah. It means fearful, powerful, tyrannical, awe-inspiring, terror-striking, awesome, terrifying, ruthless, mighty. All right, and that's Esau. That's that spirit that they're in, man. This is Psalms 10:3. For the wicked boasteth of his heart's desire, and blesseth the covetous, whom Yahweh abhorreth. The wicked, through the pride of his countenance, will not seek after Yahweh. Yahweh is not in all his thoughts, man. His ways are always grievous. It's crazy. Always grievous as hell, right? He enlarges his desires as hell. Thy judgments are far above out of his sight. Meaning they're completely blind. As for all his enemies, he puffeth at them, man. So the children of Israel are his enemies, And even these other nations are Esau's enemy. Esau has become an enemy too. He has said in his heart, I shall not be moved. Wow. That's what Esau is saying in their mind, their heart. All right. And that's why he said, the pride of thy heart has deceived thee. The pride of thy mind has deceived thee. For I shall never be in adversity. Right, they think their riches will keep them out of adversity. All right. So they covet to bring peace to their house, and that's wickedness. His mouth is full of cursing and deceit. They're the devil. All right. Deceit means deception, and fraud, their policies, right? Thievery. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity. He sitteth in the lurking places of the villages all around the world. In the secret places doeth he murder the innocent. His eyes are privily set against the poor. Wow, man, it's deep. So I'm gonna skip this, get to the point from my battery run out, or my memory. All right, Job 27:13. This is the portion of a wicked man with Yahweh, and the heritage of oppressors. There you go. That's the oppressor. All right, the tyrannical. Let me see what tyrannical. All right, tyrannical. It says what? This is the etymology. It says exercising power in a cruel or arbitrary way. Characteristics of tyranny, oppressive and controlling, man. All right, that's Esau for you, man. All right. That's Esau, man. A tyrannical damn obsessive demon. But the Lord says this is their portion, even the French. All right. It says verse 14. Most like it, verse 13. This is the portion of a wicked man with Yahweh, and the heritage of oppressors. So this is what they're going to inherit, which they shall receive of the Almighty. If his children be multiplied, it is for the sword. It's for the sword, man. That's why they were scattered around or spread around the four corners of the earth like a plague that the Lord has to, heal, or like a virus, right? That the Lord has to fix and do away with, man. It says, and it made our people sick. That's what they've done with their poison. If his children be multiplied, it is for the sword, man. And they've been multiplied in slavery, in the colonization of all these countries. And his offspring, all the way from Esau, shall not be satisfied with bread. That's why I say he enlarges his desire as hell, and his offspring shall not be satisfied. So they're never satisfied. So in the kingdom, they're not going to be satisfied. They're not going to get anything they want. All right. They're like thirsty lions, man, like a lion in the jungle, in the wilderness that has to keep killing and killing to survive. All right. Even in the kingdom, the lion's going to have peace. They're going to eat the grass. All right. And get protein and whatever they need. But right now, the lions in the jungle, they just eat bloodthirsty because they need that protein. All right. And that's the way Esau is, man. It's like a bloodbath by the watering pool where the animals dwell and drink water. And Esau is there to kill and lurking. All right. It says what? Psalms 10:8. He sitteth in the lurking places of the villages. In the secret places doeth he murder the innocent. His eyes are privily set against the poor. All right. And the poor are talking about the children of Israel ultimately. All right. But now is it anybody that they can get money, resources from. He lieth in wait secretly as a lion in his den. He lieth in wait to catch the poor. He doeth catch the poor when he draweth him in to his net. It's crazy, man. They trap. They're cunning hunters, man. All right. And their policies, that's their, you have different versions of warriors, man. Every warrior doesn't fight with, I say soldier. All right. Every soldier doesn't fight with a physical weapon. All right. Esau's blessing is also his mind as a sword to steal, kill, and destroy with, and be cunning and wicked. All right, and to cause harm to the people. It says what? It says he croucheth. That's how they approach, man. They're humble, like you know, that smile. He croucheth and humbleth himself, that the poor may fall by his strong ones, man. All right, and that's their policies, their police, their court systems, their militaries. All right, he have said in his heart, Yahweh hath forgotten, he hideth his face, he will never seeth it. Yeah, okay. Well, check this out. It says Job 27 and 14, if his children be multiplied, it is for the sword, for destruction. And his offspring, right? Because the Lord said he created the wicked for the day of evil, man. So he'll have a top enemy to fight upon this earth. When Yahweh Shai shows up, Yahweh Shai is a so-called black man from the tribe of Judah. All right. It says, and his offspring, so it's about the offspring, right? Prepare slaughter for his children for the sins of their forefathers, that they do not rise or possess the lands, nor fill the face of the world with cities. Colonization. All right. And his offspring shall not be satisfied with bread. Those that remain of him shall be buried in death. And his widows shall not weep. Though he heap up silver, that's their riches, as the dust, and prepare raiment as the clay. All right. He may prepare it, but the just shall put it on, and the innocent shall divide the silver. He buildeth, right, he gonna vomit up all them riches, man, that they've been taking and stealing and becoming fat off of. He buildeth his house as a moth and as a booth that the keeper maketh, man. He built his house with what? Coveted riches. And what did that woman say in the beginning? She said, why isn't anybody saying anything? Because can't nobody do nothing. They're not the Redeemer. No man shall buy you. No man shall deliver us or redeem us from these situations, but Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. All right. Ultimately, all right. You may have people that can go up in the courtrooms and win things like that, overthrow governments or whatever, but it's all the will of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. And the Lord has Esau, acting as a damn prison warden over the earth. All right. And it says, he buildeth his house as a moth. All right. And the moths corrupt, don't they? And as a booth that the keeper maketh. The rich man shall lie down, but he shall not be gathered. He openeth his eyes, and he is not. Terrors take hold on him as waters. A tempest stealeth him away in the night. So that's what they have coming to them, man. All right, even those French rulers over there in Europe. All right, what they're doing to those so-called Africans, which a lot of those are Jakes, are Israelites. All right, and it's just that oppressive mindset. The Lord's gonna do away with that upon the earth, and that's just it, man. So, I'm gonna say Shalom.